You know, Ethel, it's just incredible that you can, the things that you remember, you know, and the folk that's gone before us, you know, Ethel, we cannot get their voice back.
No.
But you are speaking on their behalf.
Well, when I was just a queenie, you just opened folks' doors, or their doors was they open. You just walk it in. Now, the wifey next door was called Neil, and she used to give me a sheaf of loaf with butter and sugar. And I can still see her yet. She was crippled. And I had to say Neil in bed next door.
You know, we see your clock ahead you there, Ethel, and it's just like going back in time, isn't it?
Oh, I can. I like old-fashioned stuff. It keeps your feet in the ground. It's all houses doesn't suit modern stuff. I like everything all and used. It was never, I like it, I was ever clean. I loved to clean. But if that everything was cleaned, the bairns all got their freedom. They weren't allowed to sit here and sit here. They got their freedom as long as they didn't destroy anything. Anything it could clean was all right. My father, he was a fisherman, and he worked out of the broch. And sometimes we get a water Yarmouth. We used to get him rock. I smuggled Yarmouth rock.
What a handsome man your father was in his uniform.
He was a naval reserve.
Your father?
My father. And there was three other two brothers. They were all in the Navy, and they were all fishermen, and they were called up whenever war was declared. They were called up because they were reserves, you see. And there were 6 of them get away the same day. 6 of them got their call-up papers the same day. And there was 5 of them putting up to Scapa Flow, and my father was putting to Gibraltar. We never saw him again.
That was the Second World War.
Aye. And at Christmas time, they were going to watch a sail, and my father, he didn't drink, so they got pennies extra because he didn't take rum, and he saved up his money, and he got up to a shop in Gibraltar, Christmas time, and got presents for a house, came for folk at home. This from your daddy.
That's from your father, when he was serving for his country.
Gibraltar.
In the time of the Second World War.
Aye, it was the beginning of the war, 1940. That was right in the backwood. My great-granny and granda. Granny and Granda Frazee Smith. Great-granny and Granda Smith, it says.
What are they doing in the photograph?
They're doing lines, what they call the small lines. It was shealing muscles and baiting lines, baiting hooks with them. There's 700 hooks in a line.
You are a knitter through and through, but you've also got little samples here that tells the story.
Now there's a cable. The next thing's a diamond. It's called the Celt plate. The marriage lines. Double diamond. And the Star of Bethlehem.
And how are they doing, Ethel? They're doing in
4 needles, 4 wears, and size 14, with 4 ply wool, and they're so sharp that you have to use a whisker. It's a belt that you put around your you wear it like a belt, and it has holes in it that you stick your needles into, and that's a whisker. So to weave a gansey, you need wears and wusset and a whisker. This is the whisker, a sheath. And the needles, the wears is as sharp. You can't put them a blow your oaks there, why it would usually knit. So you stick them into the holes and knit a wall of cut.
That's waving hands, Ethel. That's waving hands.
Aye. It's just and the way that they used to look at them on, and they would have an idea for muckle loops to put on. And every pattern had 14 stitches. So you work it out for many patterns you had in your gansey. And they used to, my granny name used to speak about if they were casting on loops, it was so many score that they cast it on. And they used to take for the tip of their middle finger to their elbow. I suppose some of them had different size arms, but that for the tip of your finger to the elbow was a score, a loops to put on. And that was why they just work it up their gansey that way. Well, this is all the patterns that my granny, my mother, and my great granny had knitted for their men. It was all ganseys. The only time they wore a shirt was the kirk on Sunday.
These have been passed down from generation to generation. They weren't written down, were they? These patterns, they weren't written down.
They weren't written down.
But it represents a way of life.
That's right.
It represents...
And they say that sometimes if a man lost, they were so tightly knitted, they were rainproof, they were waterproof. And if there was a man lost overboard, maybe washed up somewhere, they had an idea which part of Scotland he came from with the pattern was gansey. This is not just knitting, this is the history of a gansey.
And indeed the history of
the generations handed down for grannies, great grannies and mother. And you just look it away in your brain to get out sometimes. And that's the gansey knitting.
Well, Ethel, it's been a pleasure to visit you and to hear your stories and to know that, you know, the forefathers, your stories, the stories from your forefathers are related through you so that they're not forgotten, Ethel. Thank you on behalf of Doric TV for sharing and being able to glimpse into the past with you, Ethel.
Well, it's been a pleasure meeting you. It's just a pity you've not got your tea.
I'll maybe get my tea next time.
Well, you've definitely get your tea.